Welcome to Rome for round 5 of season 27, where Nico Palomino is on pole from Dav Sanchez and Remy Lebeau. His son, Casper Lebeau, starts 4th from Linus Eriksson and Artful Catfish. 7th place seed Sigmund, followed by U-Cable, who's 4th in points. Then it's versus Theo Babinus Jr., your boy, his teammate Sebastian Ocampo, and in 13th place, Revo, having an uncharacteristically poor qualifying at home. Then it's the Red Devil, David 12, Ewan Puff, Marcus Nelson, and Oinkro Ezro, followed by his teammate Charles Hernandez, Daniel Bogdasarov, Salos Kynes, and Enoch Yu. One of the most popular races of the season last time out in terms of its race winner, with the Red Devil winning his home race from 17th on the grid. Can Revo do the same at home? We'll find out now as the lights go out and everyone gets underway. Great start from Nico Palomino off the line. Better start from Dav Sanchez alongside, who is very much needing some good results today, trying to hold it alongside with the Spaniard as they come down into the opening chicane. Contact forcing Palomino off the road. U-Cable getting a 5-second time penalty, but aside from that, seems like they've kept it quite clean as they come through Curva Grande. Sanchez reclaims P2 as Remy Lebeau drops down the order behind his own son, in fact. On board with the 72 of Dav Sanchez, makes the lunge, goes into the wall and into the air, in fact. You are Puff with a 5-second time penalty, as well as they all congregate coming down the hill. But aside from that, very clean start and a very clean race start for Nicolas Palomino, in fact. 2 seconds he leads Casper Lebeau by. He's on course for a second consecutive podium finish, as Palomino with a track limits warning off of the Ascari chicane. So that could come back to bite him. Don't exactly see track limits time penalties. He's being often handed out in the ERL. Sanchez dropping down the order as a result of that front wing damage. He just can't hold on to any sort of momentum or pace coming through the final corner. You look back, he's dropped outside of the top 10 and in fact comes into the pits at the end of the opening lap. For the number 72, he drops to the very back of the pack as we go on to lap 2 of 13 here in Rome. No full course yellows coming out yet, as whoa! Revo forced off the track by Ewan Puff, sliding off the road and dropping to the back of the pack as well. Terrible race start for Team Hyperdrive as Remy Lebeau hitting the wall. Hyperdrive Racing now 21st and 22nd. Full course caution happens right behind them. That's your boy out of this race. That right there in front of us as we rode on board with the Red Devil. Whoa! Oh no! Oh shoot! Oh no! 12 is out! That's Revo! Snags Bogdasarov into a spin of his own. I have no words for that incident. None at all. Hopefully these cautions end, and they are ending now as Palomino is coming through turn 11. And we're back under the green flags here in Rome. Wow. Into the pits then for your race leader. Casper Lebeau, for the first time in his Formula E career, sees his name at the top of the timing tower. We've seen that quite commonly at the start of his junior series career, of course, with multiple wins in the Ace Championship when it was known as that. Still has none in any other ERL category aside from Champ carries off the track for Sigmund. Drops back down to 4th place. Casper Lebeau holding on to the race lead with minimal effort, in fact, as he comes down into that 4-5 chicane with no grip, and he hits the wall, nose on, in fact. And Linus Eriksson spinning away from there. Grip is a premium around this track. Dav Sanchez getting a time penalty for causing a collision, seemingly with Remy Lebeau. Ooh! That's both dragons getting into an incident. Oh! Charles Hernandez is out. Was about to call that as Oinkro Ezra, but no, that was Hernandez. So Ezra with a time penalty for sending his teammate into another slow flip. Seeing these slow flips happen a lot more commonly in the ERL for some reason. Full course yellows about to end. We're back under the green flags as we go on board with an RQ. That's how drivers should be taking that 4-5 chicane. Not at speed, with caution, because you're going to need quite a lot of it going through. But as you ramp up pace, a lot of drivers just think, maybe I can push the envelope a little more, maybe a little more, maybe a little more. And as Sanchez gets now a 10-second time penalty, Theo will move up into the race lead with 4-lap old medium tyres, and testing 4 laps was the absolute maximum. As now the Red Devil with a faster sector time in Sector 2. Potentially because he's the only man who's gone through Sector 2. Green on board with Nicholas Palomino as he tries to make the lunge up into P3, and he holds onto it in front of Marcus Nelson. That means he can chase after the Nigerian in front of him in Oinkro Ezra. Goes side by side, round the outside. Can he hold it? He does. Up into second as Theo slams the outside wall. Palomino in the 93 takes second, and whoa! Oh! Salos Kynes just goes right into the side of Oinkro Ezra. Can the green flags come out? They can't! Sanchez has just hit the other Dragon. Neither Dragon car will finish today. As Casper's just gone into the side of that Dragon racing car. Well, he's put him offline at the very least. He's upside down. They couldn't get him out of that car in time. He's potentially quite injured as well. He's been taken to the medical center, so don't be surprised if there's a new face piloting that Dragon racing car next time out. Full course cautions are ending. With Theo your leader. Go back under the green flags, 12% for Theo. What about Marcus Nelson? He's got a full car puncture as we get back under green. Did one too many laps on that soft compound of tyre. You are puff. Ooh! Going down the straight! Nelson is out! Babinus Jr. shoves him out of the way. And RQ throws you a puff off the track. And I don't think he can get that number 9 Jaguar Martini back on the road. He's stuck there, I'm sure. That puts our running list down at 216. Major front wing damage for the 25. And Theo re-emerges in the race lead. The Amlin Aguirre driver has one race win in the Electric Racing League. That comes from season 22 in Valencia. That was caused by a scoring error. He hasn't been able to win in any other series since. This is his time to prove the doubters wrong. As he flies through the chicane, he misses the wall, thank God. Out of the race for Nicholas Palomino. Slides off the track and goes out of the race. Full course cautions coming out on lap 5 of 13. Once more for another wreck. Back under the green flags. Theo still leading this race after Palomino's untimely wreck. From second place as we're on board with IBJ Babinus Jr. Watching Zygmunt try and take third place away from Sebastian Ocampo as Bogdasarov gets a time penalty for track limits. That's going to be an easy launch if he can hold on to it. Has to lift slightly, so we expect him to come into the pits, but that's third place for Zygmunt. As, yes, they all congregate down into pit lane with Sebastian Ocampo. 19% after just 2 laps. It's going to be some monumental tyre saving come the end of this race. And that just makes me wonder, what is the actual difference in compound between the softs and the hards for there to be such a noticeable difference in terms of how long you can use a set of tyres for? Remy LeBeau in that 26. Coming through that chicane, that's close to the wall, that's into the wall for the season 25 champion, the man second in points coming into this race, second by only 1 point so probably relishing in Revo's lack of fortune so far in this race. However, in later races, if you want to give a driver some extra luck, a little boost at the end of the season, the fan boost polls are still active. Revo currently leading them, to my knowledge. So if you'd like to change that, the polls will be linked in the description, as we've got yellows in Sector 3. Sector 3 yellow flags. That's for Remy LeBeau. Look at that front wing. Is that for someone with a puncture, potentially? So we go green again. Ocampo with a track limits warning. If someone comes into the pits, we will be watching them like a hawk. In comes Remy LeBeau from 5th. Ericsson comes in. Is that Kynes coming down into the pits? No. So what happened between those two cars? I've got no clue. No idea whatsoever as the guys come through the chicane. That's close to the wall. Close. Thankfully not into it. Kynes getting a time penalty for track for causing a collision, in fact. There goes the Red Devil past Casper LeBeau, who doesn't have pace. Catfish has just hit the wall. As we go green again, Babinus Jr. slams into the wall as well. I don't know why we don't have permanent yellows! That tyre went right into the atmosphere. Sebastian Ocampo for Next Evolution Racing is out. And for Verse Theo, more good fortune. He's got another free pit stop should he wish to take it. He leads by 23 seconds. This could be the day where he silences all of the doubters. He's going to begin lap 8 of 13 coming across the line. I believe the start-finish straight here in Rome is actually on a curve. As look at that, they're going 3 wide, fighting over second. All of these guys surely coming into the pits. Revo, who runs in 10th in front of his title rival, he's got a 5-second time penalty for track limits now. And as the Red Devil stays out, well, that's dominance. That is survival. That is dominance. That is Verse Theo holding on to the race lead. As Babinus Jr. getting passed by Zygmunt going down the straight due to that front wing damage. Daf Sanchez. First time I've said this about him in Formula E. He is the lead Nord hyperdrive car out there. UK-Ball with a track limits warning further back. Coming through the chicane there with Verse Theo. And Sanchez right on the back of the Red Devil winner last time out in that Martini Jaguar, who hits the wall and gets a 5-second time penalty for track limits extensions. Oh! Holy crap! No brakes for Linus Eriksson. None at all. Sends Iron It Babinus Jr. into the catch fence. The roll hoop does its job. And that protected the Romanian driver. He's still in this race, but he's got major damage to that Mercedes EQ car. My only question is, how on earth does that happen? Seriously, what physics caused that to happen? 4 laps to go. Dark clouds covering the Autodromo Nazionale here. I'm not even going to try and say the full name. I can't be asked. Into the pits for the Red Devil and Zygmunt. And one of these guys has major front wing damage, the other doesn't. Medium's going on for the Venturi. I would consider trying to stay out. Casper LeBeau coming in with a full car puncture. Why did Amlin Aguirre keep him out for that long? We've got yellows in sector 2. That is for Verse Theo, who's got front wing damage and a 5-second time penalty for track limits. But it'll still be good to the end of this race as long as he makes one more pit stop. He fails to make a pit stop. He fails to hold on to the race lead. Close to the wall for Daf Sanchez. He surely has another stop in this race. UK-Ball hits the wall as well. He's got Remy LeBeau right behind him into the wall for Dawel Bogdasarov. We go green again in Sector 2. This is seriously concerning moments because everyone has hit the wall. The fact that Babinus Jr. is still in this race, he's been given a track limits time penalty. That's unreal. Remy LeBeau moves up into the podium places. What a way to take the points lead in a chaotic race such as this. Into the pits for Verstio after his first major brush with the barriers. Lap 10 of 13. This pit stop will take the 38 to the end of this race. He'll serve that 5-second time penalty. Daf Sanchez comes into the pits. So your race leader is the man sat in second in points. 1 point behind Revo coming into this race. You can vote for him for the fan boost if you want him to absolutely have the final 3 races of dreams in terms of the power department. He could have that if and only if you vote for him. If only there was an actually cool URL that we could have that I could just mention in every race, but unfortunately we do not have the money to snap up domain names as we're on board with Remy LeBeau. He hits the wall. Into the wall for Remy. Oh, Verstio sent around by Enoch Yu. Enoch gets it back on track, but he has to hit Solos Kynes in the process. Verstio's coming up out of the race for the Red Devil. And he's been hit. He's been hit. Sent careening onto the other side of the track. Can Solos Kynes? No, he can't get that car back on track. Down to 12 cars still racing here in Rome. I'm so waiting for this race to end now. This could have a major championship implication though, with Remy LeBeau still needing to make another stop. If Revo can hold on to those mediums, he can make it to the end, but I don't think he can, because we've already seen 3-lap olds, medium compound tires for Remy LeBeau. That's just not it. I think the man who's going to win this race, and win it quite handily in fact, I feel like it's going to be Verstio as long as he can make it to the checkered. If he can make it to the checkered flag, this is Verstio's race to lose. As Zygmunt for Rocket Venturi now takes the lead on lap 11 of 13, but he's got another stop left in him that he needs to make. As they come into the opening chicane, I really hope to see the number 7 of Revo come into the pits, because an opening of the title or margin being as large as potentially 26 points, that would be absolutely detrimental for the 7, as the 97 comes right up to the back of him, almost hits him as we go on board with Zygmunt in the 5 car with a 5-second time penalty. He hits the wall. First track limits warning for him as Ericsson in the wall. The 28 of Linus Ericsson hits the wall. Cable comes up to him as Babinus Jr. gets close to the wall. Thankfully does not hit it. Could see Revo come down pit lane as well. Casper LeBeau trying to take the lead here, but here comes Daf Sanchez going side by side and into the race lead here in Rome. Casper LeBeau, he's got his teammate flanking him. Sanchez with a 5-second time penalty for track limits. There goes Zygmunt trying to reclaim the lead. He does despite the damage. Third and final track limits warning for Revo down in 5th place. Is anyone going to come in at this stage? Well, Zygmunt stays out, so this could be it as we begin the penultimate lap here in Rome. Casper LeBeau, he could try and take his first Formula E race win, but with tyres being that old, 3 laps, and there's still another lap after this one, it's going to be a very, very tough ask. You could see potentially Catfish, Remy LeBeau, and or Enoch Yu come into the race-winning positions, but as it stands, it's Daf Sanchez who leads, coming down through 4 and 5. He hits the wall, into the wall and into the wall hard for the 72. He sends Verstio off the track. The Brazilian driver sends off into the wall, and Cable hits the barriers too. We go green again here in Rome, and out of the race goes Awful Catfish. I'm not going to say it seals it for Casper LeBeau. There's another lap to go. We've seen misfortune before the LeBeau family already this season. I mean, you just got to go to last summer, and it's raining! Oh my God! It's raining! On the penultimate lap! Are any of the drivers going to come in and switch on to the green walled inters, potentially even the blue walled full wets? We're back under the green flags. Casper LeBeau's hit 19% tire wear. Sigmund is at 16. Sanchez, 21. UK Ball, despite the damage, can win this, but he's got a time penalty. Who realistically is the favourite to win as we begin the final lap at the slowest speeds we've seen? Babinus Jr. and Linus Eriksson, both with full car punctures on the penultimate lap for them. Casper LeBeau has already begun the final lap. Unbelievable scenes here in Rome. At such slow speeds as anyone coming in. They don't. They stay out. They stay out. This is going to be how it is coming to the checkered flag almost certainly. 8% for the 34. This is one of the weirdest final laps I've ever had to commentate. No one is going to go off down at the chicane for sure. Sanchez has got second place in hand, but 5% tyre wear. 4% for Casper LeBeau in front. Sigmund's hit 1%. UK Ball's at 23. Remy LeBeau further back has got a 5-second time penalty contact with Babinus Jr. And with Revo now running in 6th on the road, this is unbelievable scenes. Casper's hit 0! Coming into the Ascari chicane! He's going to have to keep his wheels going. Sanchez has got a full car puncture. Full car puncture for Sigmund as well. UK Ball and Versio right on the back of him. Full car puncture for Revo. The tyres just blowing up in these wet conditions. Casper LeBeau is coming into the final corner. He can win this race today. As his dad moves up into 9th. He's coming through the final corner. Unchallenged. Untamed. Amlin Aguirre are gonna take a race win in their first season back in Formula E. And as he did in St. Petersburg, Casper LeBeau, you are a Formula E race winner here in Rome. Daf Sanchez, he's rounding the final corner. UK Ball and Versio right behind him, trying to get past him as he comes to the line. Can they do it? Coming up to the back of him. No, they can't. Sanchez is second. UK Ball is third. Versio fourth coming across the line from the two Renault Edams. Sigmund and Revo. Remy LeBeau. He's coming up to the back of the Italian, but he's not going to deny him of 8th place. I mean, seriously. That is just put Casper LeBeau into the title battle. His dad was second coming into this race. And now, the LeBeau family are challenging UK Ball and Revo in terms of this season's World Drivers' Championship. I mean, seriously. And here is your podium. You've got champions from all 3 ERL categories on this podium. Casper LeBeau, the Season 1 Ace champion, taking his maiden Formula E race win from the Season 5 Champ Car World Series champion, Daf Sanchez, and UK Ball, Season 10 and Season 21 ERL Formula E World Drivers Champion. As for the rest of your finishes, an OQ 4th from Versio and Daniel Bogdasarov's 7th is car number 7 of Revo. Then it's Sigmund, Remy LeBeau and Linus Eriksson, with Babinus Jr. being the only non-scorer. The non-finishers was the other half of the grid. That's Catfish, Kynes, the Red Devil, Ocampo, Palomino, Uapaf, Nelson, Ezra, Hernandez, 12, and your boy. So in the point standings, Revo leads on 65 points. Behind him is a family tie for second. A tie between the LeBeau family. Both of them on 60 points. Then it's UK Ball, best of the rest, in 4th from the 2 Jaguars of the Red Devil and Uapaf. And it's Palomino, Sanchez, Versio, and David 12 from Artful Catfish, Sigmund, Babinus Jr. and OQ tied on points with Charles Hernandez. Then it's going pro Ezra, Daniel Bogdasarov, Ocampo, Linus Eriksson, Salas Kynes, your boy, and Marcus Nelson, who's yet to score. In the Constructors' Championship, heading into race 6, Nord Hyperdrive will lead the points from Red Bull Sims Racing, Ablin Aguri and Power Motorsport. Then it's Jaguar Martini, Rocket Venturi, Dragon Racing, Team Edam's Renault, Mercedes EQ, Next EV TTR, and Andretti Autosport. Just taking a look at this on countback, it should be Remy Lebeau in front of his son. It should be Remy Lebeau second from Casper Lebeau, due to the fact that Remy has a third place finish, but we're not taking a look at that. This race has severely shaken up the order. Rebo continues his consistent points run. In fact, Rebo and Casper Lebeau are the two drivers so far this season who have scored in every race of the championship. Consistency really does matter across the ERL. Next time out, we head to Sao Paulo, Brazil. So from all of us here at Spark Plug Motorsport, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time then when the Electric Racing League returns.